Imagine this. You don't need a spaceship to visit another world. Just turn the clock back 300,000 years on Earth. It's unrecognizable. No cities, no roads, no lights, no phones, no satellites. Just volcanoes spitting fire, winds screaming across endless forests, and glaciers stretching like giants across the land. Nature didn't ask for permission back then. It ruled with ice and flame. Europe lay frozen beneath walls of ice. Africa burned under relentless sun. In Siberia, a sea of frozen silence where woolly mammoths, ancient rhinos, and saber-toothed cats roamed like shadows from a forgotten dream. Humans, or rather early Homo sapiens, had just arrived. No claws, no fangs. Just a sharp mind and two bare hands. We weren't kings. We weren't even survivors yet. But we would be. And to understand how we made it, how we carved out a place in a world that didn't want us, you first need to meet the creatures who ruled before us. The ones time tried to erase. Today, the African savanna hums with antelope, buffalo, and zebra. But 200,000 years ago, there was one creature that towered above them all, Pelorovis, the original beast of burden. But for no one. It wasn't the ancestor of modern cattle. This was a whole different branch of evolution. Older, wilder, and built for survival. 2 meters tall at the shoulder, weighing more than a ton, with massive horns curving like ancient war sides, Pelorovis didn't run from predators. Predators ran from it. Even lions thought twice before getting close. Early humans painted it onto cave walls using charcoal and red earth, not to admire it, but maybe to beg it for mercy. Because back then, we were small and Pelorovis. It was the kind of animal that made you look up and pray you weren't in its way. What do you get when evolution goes rogue? Meet Macrauchenia, the strangest creature to ever stomp around ancient South America. It looked like a camel who mated with a giraffe and raised a baby elephant. Not a horse, not a camel, not even close to an elephant. Macrauchenia came from a long-lost family tree, isolated for millions of years on a drifting continent. Evolution had time to get creative. Its most bizarre feature, that trunk-like nose sticking out of its face. It was a Swiss Army knife, sniffing predators, cooling its body in the heat, maybe even helping it munch plants underwater. For centuries, scientists were baffled. What was this thing? Only in 2017 did ancient DNA finally reveal the truth. Its closest living relatives are horses, but Macrauchenia didn't gallop into the future. Because one day humans arrived in South America, clever, hungry, and armed with sharp stone tools, and nature's prank became history. Today, sloths are tiny, sleepy tree huggers. But thousands of years ago, they were giants. Macrauchenia was a ground sloth taller than a man, lumbering across what is now Arizona and Nevada. No trees, no lazy naps, just slow, determined steps across hot desert stone. What did it eat? Thanks to fossilized poop. Yes, poop. In a cave called Rampart, researchers found ancient dung stuffed with yucca, cactus, and sharp agave leaves. This wasn't a clumsy beast. It was a desert survival expert. And the most shocking part? Some of that dung is just 11,000 years old. That means Macrauchenia was still around when humans entered the Americas. There was no asteroid, no plague, just human hunters with stone-tipped spears and patience. And in the end, even giants can fall to clever hands and careful planning. Before sloth meant lazy and cute, it meant something majestic. In ancient North America, there roamed a beast called Macrauchenia, a ground sloth so big it could look you in the eye. It didn't hang from trees. It didn't nibble leaves from above. It walked slowly, proudly, through stone valleys and cactus plains. And we didn't imagine it. We know it was real. Thanks to something very human, curiosity, and something very sloth, poop. Fossilized dung in Arizona caves tells us what it ate. Cactus, agave, dry desert plants, a vegetarian titan in a harsh land, and the biggest surprise? It lived alongside humans. We walked the same ground, but it didn't survive us. Sometimes extinction doesn't come with fire or ice. Sometimes it comes one careful spear at a time. Long before lions ruled the plains, there was a creature that didn't win battles with teeth or speed. It won with awe, Civitherium, standing over 3 meters tall, weighing more than a ton, with not one but 2 sets of horns, one elegant like a giraffe, the other massive and twisted like a moose. It looked like something hand-carved into the walls of an ancient temple, and in India, it was. Ancient cultures called it the beast of Shiva, god of destruction and creation. It walked from Africa to India, eating soft branches, bark, and leaves. It wasn't a predator. It didn't need to be. Its appearance alone demanded respect. But the world doesn't care how beautiful you are. There was no dramatic extinction, no giant battle. Civitherium simply vanished. Today, all that remains are stone carvings, and perhaps a faint flicker in modern giraffes. We didn't slay a monster, we forgot a god. Deep in the ancient rainforests of Southeast Asia, there once lived a creature twice as tall as a human, weighing half a ton, a silent shadow between the trees. Its name? Gigantopithecus, the largest ape to ever walk the earth. We've never found a full skeleton. But from its massive jaws and teeth, we can piece together a gentle giant that crushed bamboo, dug for roots, and lived in peaceful solitude. It didn't hunt, it didn't roar, it didn't conquer. It thrived quietly, like a monk, made of muscle and silence. But then came legends. Yeti, Bigfoot, myths born from misunderstanding, 'cause nothing scares us more than something huge and silent. Gigantopithecus didn't fight back when humans arrived. When the forests fell, it didn't wage war. It simply stepped into the shadows and never returned. No scream, no bones, just silence. A peaceful end in a world that stopped listening.